Hey, what's up guys? It's Henry here again. Welcome back to our channel. If you're thinking about expanding your custom apparel business with DTG printing, the most important thing to ensure the success of your business is to price your jobs efficiently and effectively. So in this episode of Apparel Academy, I'll show you the right way to price a DTG order in order to scale your business and make sure you maximize your profit potential. Alright guys, so I know we talk a lot about embroidery on the show, so today we're going to focus on DTG printing, which in many cases will supplement a lot of embroidery orders and other custom apparel orders. Before we get started in talking in detail about how to price your DTG orders properly, make sure to smash that like button on this video, give a quick thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel to keep up to date with further content just like this as soon as it comes out. Alright, so first things first, when talking about how to price for DTG jobs, I want to mention that some people do prefer to do a fixed price list instead of pricing on a per job basis. This is because they find that a fixed price list might be easier to handle and a lot more straightforward to come up with. However, it doesn't take into account the actual time that it takes to set up the order or the complexity of a DTG print order. The only time that a fixed price list is actually accurate and might be helpful is when it is a small job or a very simple job to do. For example, a DTG print with only a couple of colors instead of a very complex design. So this is precisely why you need to come up with a pricing structure that takes into account the time, the labor, and the material cost that goes into producing each and every item. Also keep in mind that when I talk about the labor costs, I'm also including the time that it takes to pre-treat the garment as well as curing the garment with a heat press afterwards. So having a pricing structure that takes into account all of these different factors is going to allow you to understand how much you need to charge per item in order to hit your desired return on investment or ROI or the profit per hour that you're trying to reach. With that said, let's kind of take a look at a helpful formula that's going to help you determine how to price your DTG prints effectively. So first, let's determine how much you would like to profit per hour. So as an example, let's go with $75 per hour, which is actually a pretty good number to start with for DTG printing. Again, this profit per hour is simply an example, and you can actually adjust this number based on your particular cost structure in your business, whether you have different overhead, you might want to raise your profit per hour higher to be able to accommodate for some of those expenses, or lower that profit per hour potential to become more competitive. Next, let's determine how many shirts you can print per hour. Obviously, this will vary depending on the size of the design, the complexity of the actual print, and how efficient you are in terms of actually doing the entire process. So in this particular example, let's say you're printing a standard size 10 by 10 inch design on light color t-shirts. As a side note, dark color t-shirts may double the time that it takes to print because it does require laying down a white layer of ink first in order for the colors to show. So keeping in mind our example of a 10 by 10 inch design on light color t-shirts, let's kind of break down how long it takes to do each step of the process. First off, it probably takes about 1 minute to pre-treat the actual t-shirt. So pre-treatment is actually the process to spray on this chemical onto the t-shirt so that the actual ink can adhere to the fabric better. You can actually pre-treat t-shirts using a pre-treatment machine or a manual spray gun, such as the Wagner spray gun. So on average, if you're pre-treating a t-shirt, probably takes about 1 minute with a pre-treatment machine, and that could be a little bit longer if you're doing it manually with a spray gun. So for this example, again, we'll just assume 1 minute to pre-treat. Next, it probably takes about 3 minutes to print the design. And this includes loading the t-shirt and sending the design to print from the computer to the actual printer. Finally, after the t-shirt's been printed, it takes another minute to probably cure the ink with a heat press. So for the entire process in this example, it takes a total of 5 minutes to complete the process from end to end. This means you can do 12 light colored t-shirts in 1 hour by simply dividing 60 by 5 minutes that it takes to print each single shirt. If you're doing a similar design on dark color t-shirts, you can probably do 6 dark color t-shirts per hour, given you have to lay down the white ink first and therefore it takes longer to print each individual shirt. But again, sticking to our example of 12 light color t-shirts being able to be printed in 1 hour, let's go through the rest of our calculation to determine how much you need to price your item at in order to hit your profit per item. Okay, so for the purpose of this example, going back to the 12 light color t-shirts that we're printing in 1 hour, now let's divide your goal of $75 of profit per hour by the number of t-shirts you can print per hour to get your profit per item. So in this particular example, your profit per item will be $6.25. This means that at the speed you're printing on these t-shirts, you need to make $6.25 of profit per item in order to reach your target profit per hour of $75. So finally, the last step is to add the cost of all the materials to your profit per item, which for DTG, you're probably looking at around $3 for a blank garment if you purchase them wholesale, $2 for ink costs per print, and another 50 cents of pre-treatment per t-shirt, totaling to around $5.50. Now I do want to note that the $2 of ink costs per print that we have estimated is kind of a rough ballpark of what it costs in terms of ink for most DTG prints. Because in general, DTG prints average between $1 to $3 per print, but it's very hard to actually estimate the exact ink cost without actually looking at your RIP software that comes with your machine. And most RIP softwares, such as the one that we offer, actually determines and actually gives you a calculation based on the exact design that you're doing, how much it will cost in terms of ink per print. So knowing that you need to profit $6.25 per t-shirt, you then add on what we just calculated in terms of material cost of $5.50 to finally arrive at a t-shirt sale price of $11.75 per t-shirt. You can also add on surcharges or other setup fees to increase the value of the order. So you might be thinking that pricing a DTG printed t-shirt at $11.75 might be on the lower end, but that's actually quite a conservative estimate. In fact, most DTG printed t-shirts can actually sell for around $20 or higher if sold on a retail basis. So point being, if you're able to charge more for the t-shirts at a retail setting, or if you increase your target profit per hour, your profit potential will only increase and is more than what you had budgeted for. By the way, even though ink cost per print is difficult to estimate, the good thing is DTG printers such as the one that we have here, the RICOH RI1000, actually comes with the RIP software and a calculator tool within the software to allow you to calculate the exact cost that it will take to print that particular design. It even breaks down to you how much ink it will use and what are the relevant ink costs per color. This is super helpful for you to estimate larger jobs and even consider whether you have enough ink to complete a particular job. If you enjoyed this type of content talking about how to price your items effectively, you might also enjoy another video we have on this channel talking about how to price embroidered items. So that video that I've put in the card above and in the link below actually has a very similar pricing formula which takes into consideration how long it takes to do a particular item. So definitely make sure to check that out if you're thinking about how to price your embroidered items effectively, or if you think about getting into the embroidery business to complement what you currently do with DTG. All right, so the key takeaways here are: first, determine what your target or ideal profit per hour is. Second, you need to know and understand how long it takes you to print one particular t-shirt and how many t-shirts you can produce in one given hour. Finally, you combine those two factors and add on your material costs and labor costs and determine what you need to charge per item in order to arrive and hit your target profit per hour. This way, you can really maximize your profit potential and not underprice your services, especially in DTG printing. So if you're considering getting into the custom apparel business with DTG printing, or you're expanding your current business to include DTG services, then make sure to check out the link I put below regarding the RICOH RI1000, which we offer here at Ricoma, and more information on what packages we offer and the pricing there. Also, don't forget to join our free Facebook group, Embroidery and Custom Apparel Mastery. I put that in the link below, where you can join now over 18,000 embroiderers and custom apparel decorators, where they talk about things like embroidery and DTG printing so you can learn from the pros. Finally, follow us on Instagram at Ricoma HQ. We post there daily so you can be a part of the conversation there and keep up to date with the latest trends happening in the world of decorated apparel. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content, and see you guys next time.